Well, folks, we're now back into Yukon. We just crossed over a little bit ago with another successful border crossing, no problems. Wasn't planning to video anything down this road because we've been on this road before. And when I came from Haines up to Haines Junction, and then Haines Junction to Token, I'm sorry. But it's a little bit eerie today since it's raining, it's cool. There's wildfires in the general area, and the fog lifting around the mountains is just quite interesting. So I thought, I'm hoping it'll show up in the video. There's just little pockets of fog at various levels of the mountains. Some make actually a ring around the mountain. And I think we're kind of close to the area where when we were going from Haines to Toke before, we saw the big dust storm. So I'm kind of interested to see what that's going to look like and damp like it is. So I apologize for the windshield wipers, but without them we'd all be crashing. So we kind of need them. And so let's just take in some views. I'm traveling today from Toke at the Sourdough Campground to Teslin. We'll be camping there tonight in Teslin. That's in BC, I believe. And so it may be in Yukon. I'm not sure if it's across the Yukon border or it's in BC. So I'll grab us some images along the way. It's nothing just fantastic like in a bright sunny day with the mountain peaks. You can barely pull the mountains out of the haze, but it may be interesting to see. If you don't like it, that's okay. I wanted to capture it, so I'll pause it for a little bit and turn it on from time to time, and then we'll see what we see. Rough patch here. Trying to dodge potholes. I just saw a sign back there that said extremely dusty conditions. I got a feeling this is the area we were in the other day when we saw basically a dust storm. What I'm guessing, but I cannot remember if that was shown in the video from Haines to Talk, or if it was in the video from Dease Lake to Skagway, but I'm pretty sure it was Haines to Talk. And so we'll ride around through here and get some video as we go. Pretty rough road right now, having to go pretty slow. rough it is as it is in this thing, I can't imagine what it's like in hauling that little trailer that's in front of us. That thing bouncing like a rubber ball. It must be rough on the truck itself as the trailer bounces up and down like it's doing. Looks like he's towing it with a pretty small pickup too. I find the road to be a little bit smoother the more to the right side you get, without hopefully not getting too far over the shoulder of all out one. I find it a little bit smoother over there. Time I go in the camper after one of these rough roads, the seat cushions and everything else is laying all over the camper. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to take this guy. He pulled in with a little Toyota. I thought it was a pretty small truck. What they call the Alaska Highway. It used to be referred to a lot as the Alcan Highway. Some people still do. It traverses Alaska and Canada. And we will follow it basically all the way down to the beginning of it at I think it's Dawson Creek or Dalton Creek. Down in, I think that's in Alberta. Could be in British Columbia, I'm not sure. My map has once again found its way in the floor, so I can't take a glance at it. And it's more important to watch potholes than to take a glance at the map anyway. View right there, I think. Unique one anyway. Just a little wiper down a little bit. Lake over to our right. Not sure what lake it is, but it's right pretty. Don't know if it'll ever show up in the video. It's pretty well downhill from us. some things up here that, at least in, well, in Alaska as well, but particularly in Canada. Wow, like gold veins running through that rock. But particularly in Canada, I have not seen what we would call at home highway patrol. Here it's, I guess, the Mounties. And you don't see them a lot out on the highways. You see them in and around the towns. The cities out there, police that patrol. But you don't see a whole lot of the mounted police out patrolling the road. They may be, and I just haven't seen them. Wow, some more gravel, thank you. And I haven't seen any of them to speak of. Maybe once or twice on these long journeys I've been making. It would be kind of comforting to have a few more around, to be honest. I mean, I've never, I generally don't drive at a speed where I have to worry too much about the police. And I'm kind of comforted seeing police around. I may exceed the speed limit a little bit, but not a whole lot. Here, speed limit here is 90 on average. Those rough spots with the gravel and where there's a lot of frost heaves and potholes, they'll drop the speed limit down to 70. And 70 is about 45. 90 is about 55. So I run between 90 and 95, 96. And that's 55 to 60 miles an hour. I don't know what the leeway is that they give you. Hopefully I won't have to find out. I tell you, this would be mighty uncomfortable weather to be riding a motorcycle. Looks to me like you motorcyclists out there that may be following. You know more than I do, but gee, it looked like a nasty day to be out there on a motorcycle. In fact, this is a long journey on a motorcycle. They have to carry, even though they get such great mileage, they still have to carry extra fuel with them because the long stretches without gasoline, and they don't have that much on board. I carry 50 gallons of diesel, so I can usually get 5.5, 600 miles out of a tank of diesel. But I don't try to push it to that. I try to fill up at about a half tank, which is about 280 to 350 miles. It also gives me a good time to think about getting out of the truck and stretching my legs. I'm gonna pause it, I think, for a little bit. Keep this video from getting too awful long, taking too long to upload. I do have power tonight, so hopefully I'll be able to put out my Starlink and upload the video right away. But I'm gonna go ahead and pause it for now. Scenery hadn't seemed to change a whole lot, so when we see a little change in scenery, or maybe a critter along the road. Excuse me. Oh, here's a big frost heave. Oh, I will try to bring you back on board. Thought I'd capture a little bit more video here. Over to our right is the St. Elias Mountains range. So not a lot to see. Again. I think that mountain range on our left is the Dawson range. I'm not sure, but I glanced at the map and it appears to be that that's the Dawson range. The St. Elias is on our right, and I believe that's the Dawson range. Just for information. Not sure. But you can look at your map and see that I believe that's where it is. We are somewhere northwest right now of Haines Junction. Get to Haines Junction would be a good time for a little break, fuel, and maybe some bite to eat. This is the first long stretch that I've made where I'm backtracking on the same road. I had not intended to do this. I had full intentions of going to Dawson City and coming around Highway 5, which would have come into the Alaska Highway much further down. But because of the wildfires and the closure of the road between Dawson City and the Alaska Highway, I decided that, and with all the wildfires up there, I decided it was not wise to go up there and then have to backtrack back down to Tok and sorry about that, backtrack down to Tok and then still repeat myself. So I decided with the weather and the wildfires, it was just kind of smart to come on this way. Maybe one other day, one other year, maybe I'll go to Dawson City. I do believe that another one of these trips may be in my future if the Lord allows me to hang around that long and stay healthy enough to do it. We'll see. You know, that's up to him. It's not up to me. I'm going to go back on pause for a bit. Well, you notice it's starting to clear up. It's not raining anymore. The sun's kind of trying to peep through the clouds in places, and it's really going to turn out to be a nice day. It looks like by the time I get where I'm going, but it's still interesting looking at the cloud formations and how they settle around the top edges of the mountains. I think it's just really neat. We are coming into an area here that I think it's called Buckwash Landing, and right now after that is what's called Destruction Bay. We're still traveling the Alaska Highway, and it's beautiful ride. Much nicer now that the clouds have lifted a little bit, and the sun is starting to peek through. I think that I keep wanting to say different places. There's a place where the dust storm we saw back a few videos back, but I don't know for sure where that was at. I keep seeing places that look like it, and it'd be interesting to know for sure where that is, but I don't know. So I'll ride along, and we can see the lake coming up on our left. I looked that lake up one time, I can't remember what it was. I'll take a map. Yeah, that's the Kinau, I believe it is. Or Kiunai lake. Pretty large lake, really pretty. And then mountain setting. About 80 miles, give or take, from Hayes Junction. Back on pause for a little bit. Kind of an ominous looking cloud there hanging low. All hanging down low over the mountains. We did just pass the Burwash landing. That lake is Klaune. Klaune. A lot of the words up here are pronounced are Indian words, and are native words. I wouldn't necessarily say Indian, but native words, and they're pronounced a little bit different than probably we would pronounce it. So I'll let you take a stab at that as however you want to pronounce it. See the lake off in the distance. We've been traveling now for quite some time just along the side of the lake. Hope you can see it. I don't know if you can or not. I'm going to try to swing it around a little bit. And we'll be turning towards it here in a minute. We're still traveling southeast for the most part. That'll be our general trajectory southeast for quite some time, and then eventually we'll turn basically south. We have some really nice, large, pretty lakes up here. Back on pause for a bit. For a little view right there. The clouds kind of hanging low and the mountains even up out of the middle. Catch a little bit of that view as we go through. We are, we just came through Destruction Bay. So we're about roughly 56 miles from Haynes Junction, where we'll then pick up. We'll stay on the same road, but it'll be new road for us because we have not traveled that section of the Alaska Highway yet. If you remember when we came up from Haynes to Haynes Junction, we came up Highway 3. And so the section between Haynes Junction and, I guess, Johnson Crossing will be all road we hadn't traveled in. So then after that, we'll pass through that section. Then again, we'll be back on road we had traveled from when we had 37 coming up until we hit the Alaska Highway. So we'll catch another piece of that, and that's when we'll go through Teslin, where we'll spend the night. So we'll actually go through Whitehorse as well. Whitehorse is the capital of the Yukon. So that's a pretty good sized city. People always say it's really a nice place to go, but we're not going to spend a lot of time there. We're going to travel through it and just keep on rolling. It's kind of what I've got things I want to do in Edmonton and Calgary, and then of course in Montana and Wyoming, Glacier National Park, Grand Tetons, the Yellowstone, so many things down there I want to see, and then around Calgary, Banff, I think they call it, and the Tractor Museum, and there's also a museum down there that I'm looking forward to seeing between Calgary and the border, and it's a buggy museum. I thought that'd be interesting to see. So I got too many things I want to see down there to spend too much time up on this again. We'll travel right on through Whitehorse. We might see something interesting, I don't know. It would probably be a good place for dinner, but I'm getting a little hungry, and I'll probably catch for something in Haynes Junction. Just a little more of this view, and then we'll go back to pause. Trying to keep the video from getting too big. straight ahead of us with the clouds over. It looks like it's flat top. Beautiful little stretch through here. Pretty sure we've got it on video coming from the other direction. So it's kind of nice to see it from this direction. This is for sure, I am pretty much positive now that this is the area back in the video that was titled Driving from Haines to Toke, keep on calling it Toke. this is that area where we had the big